Hi, and welcome to Cogear.JS introduction series. In this episode, we're gonna plug into the Cogear.JS core to enhance its possibilities. Let's start from giving a definition to a plugin. Plugin is a module which can hook into the system's core to change its behavior. Node.JS has first-party event emitter, a huge API surface, synchronous event emitting, magic error event, float memory leak detection. Cogear.js uses a small library called emittery, which has none of that. Moreover, Cogear.js main object instance is globally available and extends emittery, so events can be called throughout the entire code of your application. Cogear.js core is built from modules. Take a look at the main script file in the repository and all modules it has plugged in. They are located in lib plugins folder. Cogear.js, as an inheritor of emittery, has two methods, on and emit. With on method, you can add callback function for named event, and with emit method, you call this event with or without arguments. Arguments can be easily fetched from context of globally available Cogear instance, or you can pass them manually. To look through all the events, use search on GitHub repository. It will show you all the events which you can hook into. So what is a plugin in Cogear.js environment? It's a simple object with only one method required, which is called apply. Plugin can be installed via npm or cloned from GitHub repository. In the latter case, it should be placed into plugin subfolder of current project. To create new plugin, use a command line interface generator which will help you to scaffold it. Type Cogear plugin and then a plugin name. For example, we are about to create plugin which will compile JSON file with all the pages content and metadata to the output folder. It can be useful, for example, when we need to fetch some data from some front-end framework like Vue, for example, to make a site search. Let's name it Pages.JSON. Now it's time to talk about naming conventions. Plugin is an npm package, and its package name should be prefixed with Cogear plugin in order to make it unique and cleaner to understand. So even the plugin name is Pages.JSON, it will have full package name Cogear plugin Pages.JSON. And during generation process, this name will be added automatically to package.json file. There are two installation methods for plugins, via npm or yarn and manual method, when plugin should be placed into plugin subfolder of site directory. In first case, all installed plugins would have name prefixed with Cogear plugin. In last case, they can have this prefix, but it's not required. So when you're generating plugin via command line, its folder name won't has prefix, but its package.json file would has proper prefix name. To make it cleaner, let's move on to the generation process. Let's imagine that we have just generated new site with Cogear new command, and we are in the root of our site folder. To generate new plugin, type Cogear plugin and then plugin name. In our case, it's Pages.JSON, and hit enter. Plugin is generated in a second. Let's take a look at plugin structure. By truth, this plugin has been created earlier, so let's look at its folder structure in the Git repository. It's a README file which contains all necessary description about installation and usage of this package. Then we have package.json file which contains all the necessary information for publishing this package to npm. And then finally we have our plugin.js executable file. Let's look at it closer. It has one main simple object, as you can see, with only one method called apply. And inside this method, what can you do here? You can hook into any event and add a callback, which will change Cogear.JS behavior. For example, in this case, we have 3 callbacks for 3 different events. The first one generates proper JSON file and writes it to output directory. Moreover, it emits another event which called Pages.JSON, and this event can be used within another plugin. For example, we have a plugin called Cogear plugin compressor, which help you to compress all the pages, and also it compresses even Pages.JSON file. And then we have 2 callbacks to delete output file in certain cases. It's just that easy. To learn more about plugins, visit Cogear.js.org documentation page and plugins section, where you can find information about almost every detail of plugins building, even about publishing to NPM. And one more, you can dive into existing plugins code to better understand how do they deal with event system. Hope this video was useful for you. See you in the next episode. Bye!